I will admit one thing. The biggest mistake ever was dropping Genburten and putting him on crypto. That is that was...
Yeah.
They DC right here. They DC'd right here.
Yeah, like you said.
Yep, the whole entire house was DC'd. Liquid has died 19th because of it. Voodoo magic! Voodoo magic!
You can try. It's definitely split, so they can't tell you that.
You think Sikezz has a better chance of winning with me or Zero? Definitely me. I already proved that. Bull rate thanks to 10 months. Panic will carry them for a top 5 today. No. Well, it doesn't really matter what Panic does. It's really depending on Zero. It's always dependent on Zero. If Zero's making good calls, they'll be fine, but... Zero and I were the best team in the world for 7 months while you choked on TSM. 7 months? It was like one tournament. You guys played one... Yeah, you guys played one tournament and guess who replaced you, pussy? I did. You were ass. You can't even say that. Hey, you can't even bring that up when I'm the one that took your spot. Hello? That was just Brandon. Sykes, stick... Bro, you're in a game, bro. Aren't you in the game? How are you not in the game? It's 5-10... Wait. No, you're supposed to be in the game soon. You made the team worse. You broke apart the real super team. Yeah, W Ragebait. You dropped your beloved player, Genburten. To be, I would listen. I will admit one thing. The biggest mistake ever was dropping Genburten and putting him on crypto. That was out of 7 years, out of my fucking 7 years of playing this game. The biggest mistake was dropping Genburten. I didn't put him on crypto though. That was not me. But yeah, that was definitely a big mistake for sure. I'm not the reason that he got dropped. It was just like, I don't know. The first, like, I already explained this. When we had like that 20th in Germany, I was even down to get dropped. Like, we got 20th. Like, I didn't even think I was safe. I was telling Zero, hey, like, if you're gonna drop me, just tell me. Like, I don't know. Like, let me know. I don't know what was gonna happen. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I don't know if Zero didn't think that he can drop me. Maybe he wanted to drop me, but he said he probably thought he couldn't because of who I am, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But, like, first case was, like, I thought I was gonna just get dropped because we just got 20th. Okay. And after that, eventually... we just started talking about like talking about Gen and whatever from there, but that was more of a like that conversation was basically stemmed from, even though Gen is an insane player, right? And I think I've said this before, like Gen's relationship with Zero, like probably in and out of the game, was fucking cancer, like actually just cancer, and that was like my only point of like possibly making that change. It was because of that. Like their relationship was like, it basically went down to fucking the same path as me and Evan, like me and Reulst, like towards the end. It was just fucking cancer. And that was like my main point of like, okay, like maybe we do drop him because of that, you know? Like the chemistry is just, especially outside the game, is just terrible, blah, 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 whatever. But like I said, at the end of the day, I still think, like, I do think it was a mistake though, for sure. And Gen was also just put, to be honest, and like, Gen was put in like a position of like absolute failure. Like you put probably our best mechanical player on our team on crypto, and he's just bound to fail, you know? So we're like, not just him failing, but just like the team failing type of thing. So I don't know, but it was definitely a mistake for sure, by far. All right, we got NIP. All right, these motherfuckers. Stanley's play today? Yeah, we... Is Liquid playing today? Yeah. S2's playing. Is Rock playing today? Yeah, they are. Is Legacy playing? Damn, that would have been a good one. I give him 10th place. That'll be nice. Who else? Who else? Crazy Thieves. DKK. We need Dinos to do bad too. We need Dinos to do terrible. Terrorists. JDG. DKK. Need a 7th from them. If I guess all these correct, I'll give 1,000 subs. I'm not gonna lie, if I get more than half of this right, so Secret Service might fucking show up on my door. What'd you say about free thinkers? I would fucking kill their voodoo doll if it was free thinkers, bro.
A few moments later.
Yeah, I gotta be able to game with them, phone.
Bro, they just fucking look at.
Yeah, they're flying up, no! Fuck's flying up! The Gibby's going. I don't know where the Gibby's going. Yeah, they just ran and zipped up middle.
They have no util though.
Yeah.
They DC right here. They DC right here. Yep. Entire team DC'd. Empty's gonna DC too.
Right,
wait, no, Empty's not in. Actually, no, wait. No, Slayer did. Slayer DC'd. Slayer DC'd.
Wait, Slayer DC'd. Slayer's DC'd. Yeah, like we said.
Yep, the whole entire house was DC'd. Liquid has died 19th because of it. Voodoo magic! Voodoo magic!
You can try. It's definitely split, so they can't tell we're landing duo.
The voodoo, it wasn't voodoo magic, it was just an internet line. I just stabbed it 15 times. Sacred with 0 kills in 3 games, boys. Holy. 0 kills in 3 games. 20th place. NIP in 16th. We need NIP to start fucking dying. Okay? A little bit, just a little bit more. A little bit more than usual. And we're looking good. Yeah, Liquid's internet went out. Well, so there's like a team house of all of Liquid in one house, and then there's like Slayer and Zap. All of Liquid DC'd in the middle of the open, and they died like 18th that game. Slayer also DC'd, and he died his own. And then they did bad that game too. And I think Zap also DC'd, but he was able to reconnect, I think. And they just... He DC'd and reconnected the game, and they won the game. So... If that's not voodoo magic, bro, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not gonna lie. Zap is on the team that was supposed to win today. I have said that he's supposed to win today, and he's the only one that was able to reconnect and win the game. Coincidence? I think not. Definitely not. It's not coincidence. It's not coincidence. The team that I want to do bad, Liquid, the entire team fucking dies. Didn't reconnect. It died. I'm telling you, shit works. It fucking works.
No, okay, literally anyone that is like saying anything about anything, it's unfair. Like, again, if they had internet issues like prior to today, they should have 2 internets. For example, you guys remember how I was lagging a week ago, like really bad, and it costed us scrims? I bought a second internet. They install it on next Tuesday. We're gonna have 2 internets, right? Like, and it's just me and Clara and Dom in this house. It's not fucking 5 pro players. Like, I think their house might be 6 now. like, no offense, but like these are avoidable issues, and I don't have sympathy for stuff like that. I would prefer them in the lobby than out of the lobby. I would much prefer that. But I'm not going to sit here and act like they couldn't have done anything about it, right? Like, my house has good internet. You know how many fucking motherfuckers I could have fit in my house? Hal is down the road. I'm down the road. Fucking Waltzy and Kyle, Gil, all of us are literally fucking arm's length, bro. Drive down the road and play on, one of our setups, or just bring your setup and set up if this was this big of an issue. And now, to be fair, if this is the first time they've ever had any issues and it's happening to be right now, there's nothing you can do. Like, life just sucks.
Yeah, it's been happening during scrims, though. Oh, they're back, no?
Bro, yeah, they're all spamming.
Oh my god. Yeah, Zap's in the lobby.
They're all spamming that their shit is back on.
Players back. Oh, yep. They're flooding in.
Let's go.
Could you imagine he just started it with only Sikezz on the team?
Oh my god, he would be tweaking. He is tweaking.
Oh my gosh, bro, he is tweaking there.
That's actually so funny.
Actual disaster.
Yeah, if this is the
Watch
first
them all crash mid-game now.
Capri.
Oh my god, Panic can't even get in, bro. Capreem's in here. Or he might be getting in the lobby just in case.
He can't play.
Is he not on the team? As a player?
No. What?
He's freaking playing, bro. They're sending him in. Oh, they booted him.
Oh, it's say.
Oh my god.
What to say?
Jesus.
Unless they just registered him as a player, he literally can't play.
Bro, you want to know the funniest shit? I don't know.
All right. You want to play, Kyle? You want to play? Do you want to play, bro?
No, but dude, are you happy with this how? Are you happy with how we're playing?
No, we're not, because we're playing like
No one's f***ing happy! Wake the f*** up! All three of you, seriously! Is this okay? End zone after end zone after end zone, we f***ed up! It's not okay! Take some accountability, any of you! As soon as someone points the finger, the next person says, no, you said this! No, you did this! Own up to your mistakes!
The solo caustic was...
They might not be here today, but we had to talk about them just a little bit. You saw that Crashout clip there from Jogger. Eric, we want to get your thoughts on that, and welcome to the halftime show. It's nice to see you again.
Yeah, always good to be back with everyone. Yeah, I mean, the Jogger clip, as we know, I've played with Hal in the past, and the passion was there. And truthfully, you hear when Hal gets discouraged sometimes, sometimes it takes someone just as passionate or more passionate to kind of get him back into check. And you could tell at first, he was arguing a little bit back and just kind of giving his voice back. But at the same time, they all got quiet. And at the same time, Jogger wasn't just calling out Hal for this. Obviously, he's the one who's the most passionate. And when someone is, the leader of the team, everyone else kind of follows in line with that. But when someone takes over like Jogger and, brings everyone, says we all three need to have accountability, not just singling any one personality, even though Hal's the IGL, Hal, kind of took a step back, let Jogger finish what he was saying, and he realized, sometimes like as being that passionate, when someone comes in with more passion, it kind of puts you in check and makes you realize, okay, you know what, you're right, let's get this back in the flow. And I think for a team like that, it doesn't work on every team, but it works with that team specifically. And I'm firsthand experience with that, because sometimes, Hal's just going to take over. He's looking for someone to push back and to kind of push him to get back in the right mindset as well.
100%. And, this is that match day. They did get a win on match number 2. That clip happens after match number 5. And like you're saying, it just really goes to illustrate just how much they all care. Like, everybody wants to be doing their best every single match. And so that's what we're seeing out of that, really, at the end of the day. It takes a lot to be one of the top squads in the entire world, Mark.
It does, and I think I want to kind of get Eric's take on this as well, because I think one thing that Jogger is amazing at is understanding the psychology of his players, because you've been in the position where you're a player, right, and certain things fire up different players, and I think sometimes you try certain things with different players, and I think he understands what gets each of them going. And I don't know if you've experienced that with a coach before, they just understand what fires you up and what gets you going, and it's a different approach to different players.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think we've all known exactly kind of how Hal is as a player. And for that team specifically, I think the personalities on the team are very broad. I think Guild is more laid back and he's just kind of, a little more passive. But when you have the passion coming out of the players, it just holds everyone accountable, like he even says there. I think, if anything, it just kind of lights a fire under their ass.
Now, obviously, that was in the moment. Sorry, Dan, I'm going to cut you off here before we do whatever you're going to say here. Because we did also get an opportunity to talk with Jogger after things had cooled down a little bit. So we're just going to take a quick look at that clip and see the reaction there.
When we went into our third match day and we were doing the same thing that we had multiple team discussions about, yeah, that was kind of just like I guess the final straw, plus a little bit of rage baiting from Hal, but that was essentially where it came from, or where it sparked from. It will be the players who are flying high on emotions, and I do think it's the coach's responsibility to try and mitigate that as much as possible.
Okay, now go Dan.
I've forgotten what I was going to say now. No, I was going to say, Eric, what's it like? You played with Hal. Is it mentally taxing being alongside a player who is that passionate? Because I think Hal's been getting a lot of stick lately online because people don't really understand. For someone where it's their full-time job, they are very passionate about it and they can get quite angry. You had to be alongside Hal. How is it being his teammate? Is he off camera? Does it change completely? It's not just always in your ear and yelling all the time?
Yeah, I mean, off camera, it's a completely different type of personality. It's the same thing as just what's in game stays in game, what's out of game. It's casual, whatever. You get along, you do whatever. You don't have to always talk about gameplay. But I just think if you're going to join a roster with Hal as the IGL, I mean, you know what you're getting into, you know what you have to accept, and if you can't handle it, then don't join. And it's just one of those where it's like, he's got a group of people around him that can handle it, that have been through a lot. Guild's played with some pretty prolific IGLs in general. Walty's been there. They all played with Zero, so I think they all understand kind of what they're getting into and what to expect from each other.
100%. And Eric, we told chat earlier what else we were going to be doing here on the halftime show, and it is talking about
every single game in the top 10, 3 of those games in the top 5 with a win. It's a fantastic day. I think if you offer that to any team, they will take it. It is really an impressive all-round performance today from S2.
Well, he got the top of the kill leaderboard. S2 in general absolutely smashed it on the day. So, of course, we had to get Zach in here to chat with us after that performance. Zach, welcome back. It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you guys too.
All right, let's get into it because you guys looked phenomenal today. Talk to me a little bit about this roster on S2 and what went right for you guys in the series.
Well, I mean, we had 2 massive wins today, right? And in those 2 massive wins, it felt like everything was just going, according to plan, right? I felt like I was making really good calls and my teammates were capitalizing on every single KP opportunity, complementing those calls. And the moments that we had to make really hard decisions in both of those wins, there was 2 really tough fights that led to both those wins. And both of those fights, my teammates went absolutely insane. I mean, their mechanical skill was shining so bright in those games. So couldn't be more grateful to have them on my side.
Zach, I want to talk to you a little bit about communication with these guys because it's very interesting for me. Like, I think I know you quite well as an IGL at this point. Listen to a lot of the games and the calls that you make. You can be quite intense in big moments, right? You get loud, you like to show some passion, but I feel like the 2 teammates that you have are a little bit more level-headed, a little bit more calm, a little bit just more naturally personality-wise, kind of on a lower level. And they seem to bring you down to like a level where everything you're there saying is very, very clear to them. Do you feel like that as kind of their personalities have rubbed off on you a little bit when it comes to how you're calling in game?
I would say I'm just as intense as I was before, but I would say them being a little bit more calm, it definitely does help, right? Because, if the environment gets too intense, then it becomes a little bit like almost like frantic and it can get messy and people are, more likely to make a mistake. So I think them being more calm and me being really intense gives us a lot of momentum in those moments where we need it to just, pull off a crazy play. And they have a lot of, delusional confidence in the things that I'm telling them. And they do a great job.
Zach, are you moving in or moving out? What's going on with the basement right now? I see cardboard behind you. We need some extension cables. Where are you in your house?
Well, that's a mouse pad that I bought very recently because I left mine in Serbia when I boot camped for EWC. This is an upstairs little theater room. I got a bunch of miscellaneous stuff in here. I don't like to do a lot of decorating or a lot of stuff like that. I like my room to stay as my work room. Like when I'm in this room, I want it to be intentional. The downstairs is decorated. It's beautiful. Go sit on the couch, hang out with the dogs, watch TV, whatever it may be. But up here, it's like this.
It's a vibe and it's working for you and certainly put you in a good position today to find those 2 victories. You guys were incredible, Zach. It's always great to talk to you. So we appreciate you very much. Lauren, let you take over.
Look, I just want to ask a little bit about your thoughts on the current meta. Obviously, we're seeing a lot of mainstay legends that are starting to get picked or banned specifically at the same time in order. But we also saw a big difference when we took a look at APAC earlier on in the EMEA show where Maggie was getting banned out second much earlier than what we're seeing here in the Americas and EMEA. How do you feel like your team is slotting in with the current meta? And do you like the way that, things are kind of shaking out right now?
I think my team's. I would say that we're good in the current meta. I wouldn't say that we're great. I think one thing that we're really working on is our communication and our ability to be on the same page. Because even if you're not playing necessarily the best Legends possible with the bans, as long as you're making a good, confident play that makes sense, you're all on the same page. It can still work, right? So I would say that we're good at this meta. And with the communication that we're developing, it's allowing us to, play other Legends or adapt to certain bans and start playing new things. And we'll end up being great at those other things too. But we're just taking it step by step, trying to get our fundamentals and our structure as solid as it can be, right?
One final question for me, Zach, is how good does it feel to be back on top? Because it's been an interesting year for you, I would say, as a player. At one point, it felt like you couldn't find a team. It felt like you were being a little bit disrespected as an IGL, in my opinion. And then you had to go and find some young talent. And then all of a sudden, here you are back on top. Does it feel good?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've talked about it publicly on my own platform, so I don't mind telling you if you're unaware. But yeah, I mean, it was a big bummer to be, probably the best team in the world heading into champs, and then the Falcons blow up and steal my boys. And I'm glad that they're both doing really well. Amazing people. But and then, I was looking for team, and I did have plenty of offers. I ended up accepting one offer and told all the others that I am joining this team. And then that team stole the offer back, a couple hours before roster lock, which kind of left me stranded for champs, and that was why I didn't play. So, tough times, that shit happens. You never know the cards that you're going to get dealt. That's why I didn't get to play at champs. And, that was a big bummer for me because I felt like that was an opportunity where I would have had a really high placement. And you got to take that one on the chin and show up next Pro League and do the best I can. And, playing with Lauder and Carter, I really feel like I have the opportunity to build something great with them. I already am very confident that I am like top 3 IGLs in NA. I have absolutely no doubts about that in my own mind. It's just, proving it to other people and feeling confident and consistently making the right call that I'll keep working at individually.
And you mentioned your teammates briefly there, Zach. Lota in particular, I've been watching his POV. Crazy how he's developing at the moment. How is it seeing a kid like that develop in this way and turning into, like, in my opinion, one of the best fraggers around at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, I hope my teammates feel some sort of similar about me in a sense, but I feel like the dynamic we have right now is truly incredible. The growth that Carter and Lauder have seen in the past 3 months is probably, things that we've seen in like very few players in the history of Apex. The growth out of Carter and Lauder has been incredible. Lauder's going bullet for bullet with players that you never thought would go bullet for bullet with, right? Same with Carter. Carter's starting to step into a very verbal role, right? Where Carter's also just an incredible fragger, and their cohesion with my intensity and my ability to communicate, my understanding of the game, it allows Lauder and Carter to find, all these kills and these environments. It's such a great growth environment, and I really am so proud of both of them. I know that they see it in their own gameplay, how much better they are than they were just at champs. They're both incredible players right now.
Well, we love seeing you succeed. I mean, and now you get top kill leader on the day, 16 kills, highest damage on your squad as well. I mean, you've got to feel good about where you are, not only as an individual now, but with this trio. So I guess as a team, what are the goals now that you guys have clearly found a rhythm and you're working so well together and you are currently at the top of your game?
I mean, you were asking about how we find our rhythm? Sorry.
No, what are your goals now that you have found yourself at the top? Like you as an individual being at the top literally, and what are your goals? But then even for the squad, like what is like the ultimate goal here?
Well, for me, it's all about consistency, right? When we talked earlier, we talked about foundation and structure and trying our best to avoid the simple mistakes as often as we can, so that we have the privilege and the ability to make harder plays and nitpick and find crazy small mistakes in these crazy plays, right? So yeah, it's definitely the next step for us, right? I feel like we're nowhere near a solid foundation yet, but we're working really hard at it, and we will get there a lot sooner than people expect with the effort that they're putting in at the moment. Yeah, I feel like that's the next step for us. As far as achievements, I'd really like to finish Pro League in the top 3. Obviously, everyone's goal is to win. Yep. But for me, the most important thing is going to be consistency. My whole goal this year is every LAN, I would love to be top 5, right? Both Pro Leagues, I would love to be top 3. I think that's really, really, really feasible for where I'm at in my career and how well I understand the game, and the mechanical skill of the current teammates I have. I think that's very realistic, and I'll have to continue to work my ass off to make it happen. But it's something that's possible. So that's it.
Well, you absolutely did that today. Do you have another thing you want to say, Mark?
I just said hell yeah. It's great.
All right.
It's good to hear.
Oh,
Good to see you back, buddy. Honestly, it's good to see you back on top.
Yeah,
I mean, we could sit here and gas you up all day. You know that we love you here on the broadcast. So congratulations on a phenomenal individual performance, a phenomenal team performance, and we're excited to see what you could do with the rest of the split. Before we say goodbye, do you have any shout outs that you want to do?
Yeah, I mean, major shout out to my teammates, including my coach, Eros. I mean, Eros is a huge voice for me to, vent to and talk things through and make things, as clear as they possibly can be for the team. He puts in a lot of effort behind closed doors that a lot of people don't see. He's obviously a great vibes guy, and he keeps the team in a healthy environment when I get a little bit too intense, right? And then the other shout out would definitely be to my teammates. Lauder's putting in unbelievable amount of work. I think the work ethic from Carter and Lauder at this moment in time is probably harder than 99% of players outside of maybe House. So it's huge shout out to them. They're the reason that we achieved this today single-handedly. So proud of everyone involved in the camp. Thank you, guys.
I love it. Well, thank you again, Zach. Congratulations on the day, and we'll be speaking soon.
Yep. See you guys.
Always.
I feel kind of bad.
The fat person in me thought that was a pizza box, by the way, in the back of
That's
that.
the thing. I feel bad because I was like, hey, you're moving in, you're moving out. Tried to crack a joke, and he was like, no, I want no distractions, and this is why I haven't decorated. And everywhere else in the house is nice. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's a great answer. Let's shut me down. I'll be quiet. I'm sorry. Sorry, Papa Zach. But honestly, a great interview. To hear about his lows and his highs and how he's been able to battle through everything, but then also now with his teammates, hearing the dedication, the time they're putting in. If you compare their dedication to Hal, that just shows how much time they're putting in, right?